Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I am here in my kitchen to share with you a few tips based on what we are actually having for dinner tonight. Now, this is not a typical meal in the Smith house, but it is a special day because Sophie sold hoagies for school and today was delivery day. So we're having hoagies for dinner. We're also going to pair that with broccoli tater tots as our healthy side veggie heavy dish. So the broccoli tots we made on Sunday. And actually, when I say we, Mark made these. So I gave him the recipe, he prepared these. And I decided to use my Tastefully Simple like little baking dish that I use when I make like quinoa bars and stuff like that because it was perfect. The recipe for the tots said that it would make 16. The baking pan is for 16 and I thought, okay, that's perfect. Instead of having to deal with shaping them into these individual tots, we'll just pack them into this baking dish and then we'll just pop them out of the oven when they're done. This dish is like the best investment I've ever made. So it was one of the first things I ever bought from Tastefully Simple and I use it all the time. So I highly recommend this even if you're not making broccoli tots. So these now only will take 8 to 10 minutes in the oven. And you can serve these with hot sauce, which I don't like. But I'll probably either try them plain or with a little bit of ketchup. There's no carbs in them, so they're perfect. They're a fun little way to get extra veggies into your kids. They might think they're kind of cool because they're green. You don't have to tell them that it's made with broccoli. You could say they're green for St. Patrick's Day. They don't know any better because St. Patrick's Day is on Friday, so hey. And then once they like it, they like it. They can't unlike something. I mean, they can't because they're kids, but seriously, that's kind of how we're going to play this. They have cheese in them, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of breadcrumbs. So these are just gonna go in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes and all the work and the prep was done Sunday, mostly via a food processor. So it was just a bunch of broccoli and some other stuff and they're good to go. So those were husband-made people. So if you have a spouse at home that you would want to get in hand, give them the recipe, see if they can give this a go. Make it even easier and give them this Tastefully Simple pan. If you don't know where to get one, just ask. I'll refer you to someone. So the second part of this is about hoagies. Thank you for that like. The second part of this is about hoagies, okay? So we got an Italian and we got a turkey hoagie, and this is pretty much how they come, all right? So it comes with a packet. This one has real mayonnaise in it, and this Italian one had this teeny little packet of Italian dressing. I mean, come on. Who is this going to like fill up? What are you thinking? So, and the nice thing is it did come with the lettuce, tomato, onion packed on the side because then otherwise it would get kind of soggy. No one wants that. But this little packet of Italian dressing ain't doing nothing for no one. So what I want to talk to you guys about is how to quickly make a much better version of Italian dressing if you don't have a bottle of something on hand, okay? So these are always ingredients that most households are gonna have on hand. You're gonna need some olive oil, you're gonna need some type of vinegar. Typically a red wine vinegar is good, but if you have balsamic, that's also going to be completely fine. You're gonna need some oregano, salt and pepper. Sea salt is great if you have it, sea salt, and some garlic. This is garlic. And then you're just gonna whisk it all together, okay? So get out a little bowl, throw everything together. The ratios aren't exact. You kind of have to play with it. The most that you're gonna put in is your olive oil, then your vinegar, okay? So put a little bit of olive oil in there, a couple splashes of vinegar, and then you just play around with it. You mix it up, you taste it. Does it taste like what you want? Otherwise, keep adding a few spices. A little goes a long way, so don't get heavy-handed. And here's my tip. Remember, if you didn't know this, I worked in a pizza shop for 8 years. 8 years slaving in a pizza shop. I spent the majority of those 8 years making hoagies. So I have extensive knowledge of hoagie making, and this is a tip. And we didn't do this at the pizza shop, we only did it for ourselves. So it's kind of a little insider tip. What you want to do is you want to take your Italian dressing, however, whether you buy it, make it, or you use this teeny little freaking packet, and you want to put it on the bun, okay? And you kind of want to spread it on there. So either using like a bristle brush or just putting it on there and using a spoon. But you want to get it on the bun side, and then you're going to bake it with the Italian dressing. And it is going to be amazing because that's going to make your bun nice and crispy with that Italian dressing baked into it. And then you'll put your lettuce and tomato, onion if you want. We're not real big raw onion people here. You'll put your condiments on, and if you want, I don't necessarily encourage this, but look, it's Hoagie Night, so you put a little bit of mayonnaise on it, and the mayonnaise combined with the baked Italian dressing is amazing. It's amazing. I don't know what to tell you. You kind of just have to try it to find out for yourself. So if you're gonna use those condiments together anyway, you might as well try and bake it and see if you like it, because it's actually very, very good, and a lot of people don't know it. And if you just throw the Italian dressing on, like when your lettuce and stuff on there, it can be messy because the Italian dressing is oil-based, obviously, and it sort of just runs everywhere and it gets all over you. When you bake it on your bun, you get the delicious taste of the Italian dressing without the mess. So that's my secret for hoagie making. So I'm gonna bake these at the same temperature as the broccoli tots. I'm gonna put the broccoli tots in first because those take 8 to 10 minutes, and this hoagie is not going to take very long. You really just want to crisp it up. You don't want your bun to get overly crusty. That is kind of a faux pas. No one likes that, as I learned my first few months in the hoagie making world. No one wants a burnt hoagie. No one wants it extra crispy. They kind of want it just right so that you can bite into it and it doesn't go flaking off everywhere. So that's my tip. Homemade Italian dressing, all right? You need olive oil, vinegar, oregano, sea salt and pepper, and some garlic. I'm going to use this garlic because I think it's going to be amazing. You're going to spread it on the bun side of your Italian hoagie. So if you have one of those bristle brushes, that's your best bet. If not, use what you have. Bake it just for a few minutes until it gets like a golden brown. Everything's baked in there. Then put your condiments on. If you want, put a little bit of mayonnaise on it and you're gonna be good to go. Pair it with a veggie. For the love of God, people, this is like a meat and cheese and carb-intensive meal. Do not pair it with French fries, please, I beg of you. Get a frozen bag of vegetables. You might not have broccoli tots ready to go, but I'm sure you have a can or a frozen bag of vegetables. That's what you want to pair this meal with. That's going to make it a little bit more well-rounded, and it will be just fine to have a little cheat meal on this special day. Sophie was very proud to sell these hoagies, and we're going to enjoy them as a special treat tonight. I hope you found this helpful. If you want the recipe for the broccoli tots, just comment below and I'll share that link with you. Italian dressing, if you really want exact ingredients, there's this amazing website that I'm going to give you where you can find this recipe. I'm going to spell it Google. Google. No, seriously though. Google it, because a million recipes will come up. Just click one that looks like you want and it'll have some measurements for you if you're not someone who's comfortable and you need to follow directions. Because I really like to cook. I'm kind of open to just doing my own thing in the kitchen, but I do know how it is when you really just want to follow directions. So Google it, you'll find a recipe and you'll be good to go. I gotta go, gotta get these tots in the oven because my tot's gonna be coming home soon, and then we gotta sort through these hoagies. Have a great night. I hope you enjoyed this tip. If you do, you know I really like to know if you share it with me. That really makes me happy to know that you tried a tip, you liked it, or maybe you didn't like it. Let me know either way. Have a great night and stay warm. It's so cold out there.